Okay, it's 9 o'clock, so we can call the order this meeting. Have a motion to start the meeting.
So move.
Second. All right. Motion carried. The meeting will now begin. With that, I have an introduction of the ACC members and staff. We'll start with me. I'm the Stuart Russell chairman.
Kurt Schmoke, member of the ACC.
Bob Brennan, member of ACC.
Rodney Burrell, member of ACC.
Matthew Milady, I'm staff for the statewide ACC.
And Katie Johnson, also staff support.
Good. Is there any new business before we move forward?
I did get a little bit of follow-up from the Office of Attorney General, but they still haven't appointed anyone. They just had some more questions. I'm like, oh, answered those questions, still waiting. So we have a new AAG here at the Police and Correctional Training Commissions, but they're also going to appoint someone, at least last I heard, they were looking to appoint one specifically for this committee. So I'll see if I can prompt more information out of them this week. So I haven't heard anything yet. So it's been a while since the last communication, but I will update you as soon as I have an update.
Okay, thank you. And as I spoke to each of you individually, I reached out to Mr. Bud Frank, who is the Director of Homeland Security in the governor's office, and Miss Carolyn Suggs works for him, and he said he would take some of the things that I discussed with him, some of the deficiencies we have, and he will work on that. And he promised us that he would, make every effort to try to accommodate some of the things that on his end that we need, as Miss Scruggs actually is assigned to his office. So I know Bob also sent some correspondence to that effect. And so hopefully now we've kind of narrowed those gaps that think we should see some action in our behalf here in the near future, hopefully. So if there's no more new business, can I get a motion that we move into closed session?
Motion to move into closed session.
Second. So carried. We're now in closed session. Ms. Johnson.
All right, let me do my statement here. My one job. It is proposed that the statewide administrative charging committee's open session of its meeting on November 29th, 2023 be adjourned to a closed session. The session will be closed under the authority of General Provisions Article 3-305B, Sections 1, 2, and 7 of the Annotated Code of Maryland. The reasons for closing the session may be to discuss the appointment and employment of an individual over whom the committee has jurisdiction and to protect the privacy or reputation of an individual with respect to a matter that is not related to public business. During this closed session, the topics to be discussed are administrative charging committee cases. My camera's off.
Okay. So we're now in open session. Ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll give you those statistics again. So you are, okay, just for the record, the unfounded cases, there were 12, exonerated 5, and sustained cases 14. All right.
So actually, I guess I'll make sure that I'm following. So there are 14 charges that were sustained.
Yeah, if I say cases, I'm sorry. There were 14 allegations that were sustained.
That were where the officer was administratively charged.
Correct.
17 where the officer was not administratively charged. And of
Correct.
those 13, 12
yeah,
exonerated.
yeah.
Did you do that for everyone? Did you either
Yes.
exonerate?
Yes, for each
or-
allegation. Yes, for each allegation.
Okay.
Not just the particular case, each allegation. So those numbers reflect each allegation that was voted on by the committee.
Got it.
All right. Is there anything else before we adjourn the meeting?
Just again, Colonel, my hope is that we can prepare a report at the end of the year to inform the legislature of how many cases and individuals we considered, so that they have a good understanding of the work of the ACC and the kind of support that we believe, administrative support, we believe is necessary to be more efficient.
Well, I do want to say one thing. And Al had this set up with Ms. Johnson before. She is helping me with the mailing part. That is a great, because again, I told them I'm not opening up a post office box on my money. So they're good enough to provide me with their mailing service. I send her copies of the form and the mailing list. So she has been very accommodating to help me with that. Again, like I said, one of my duties as the chairman is when I go after this meeting, I will start preparing the forms that have to go to the parties involved / citizens involved, the actual officers / troopers, and the department that submitted the cases. So in the past, we've had average about 40 some cases a month. This was a good month for us. We got through it, but yeah. So, and after that, all of that, then I go ahead and make my statistical information on a running document. And I sent Mr. Milady just an example of the information that I capture, hoping that I'm capturing enough. So what I have, anything that I need to refer to update or accentuate what we're doing by capturing that information on all those cases, like I said, all 338 cases broken down. I'm able to, be able to make whatever information available to them. Now, again, you look at the issue recently with Baltimore City complaining about they had no control over their $2.3 million budget, and and they have up to this year 400 cases, and I think they said they had 18 waiting. Well, we're not that far behind. Okay, it's not like it ain't like we're like paupers here when it comes to the number of cases we're doing, and of course they get paid $63,000 for what they're doing, and it varies throughout the state. There are a couple places that don't get paid, but they certainly don't have the numbers that we have. And I think it goes without saying we have the largest amount of clients, considering the universities, all 5 of the state level agencies, Mount Airy. We just picked up Baltimore Environmental Police and the Maryland National Capital Park Police. So I think without a doubt, being statewide, we have much to on our side to say that there should be some reconsideration of a fiscal note attached to the state's bill when it comes to the ACC, because we're actually doing the ACC and the PAB. We don't have everybody knows we don't have a PAB either. So they got to come up with something. So again, like I said, Bud Frank, who's like I said, the Director of Homeland Security, assured me that our voices will be heard. And
Okay.
up until that point, that's all we can do. And then Matt's, being in contact with the AG's office. So, I mean, this is all we can do from our standpoint, is to make sure people know, that we're out here and what we're doing. So the crowning achievement will be the number of cases that we've handled, especially getting a late start. This law became effective in July of 22, and we didn't get started until January of 2023. And so we had to catch up, to where everybody else was. And I think, all thanks to you gentlemen and Miss Johnson and Al, we have done a tremendous job in keeping up with all this work. So I have nothing else. And if no one has anything else,
Move to adjourn.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you very much.